In the previous recap, Mash exists in a magical world, but is without magical abilities. He relies on his enhanced physical skills until one day, he is purged from his father's house for extinction. He is given the opportunity at a new path after being enrolled into the Eastern Academy for Magic users, hoping to attain the blessing of the gods as the Divine Visionary. The series follows with Mash's struggle for acceptance in a world where magic users dominate. Mash is chosen to compete in the aerial game called Duello, but unfortunately is unable to fly because of his lack of magic abilities. He's approached by Tom, the captain of his team, who tells Mash that he was chosen for the game because of his potential and encourages him to give his all. Not long after, Tom is wounded by foul play from the opposite team that dislocates his bone. Mash gets pissed after a smack talk from an unremorseful athlete and jolts into action. With a swift move that lets him float in the sky, he moves his legs consistently, floating in a single spot, and throws the ball with heightened speed through the loophole. Mash throws the ball in such a way that makes it curve back to him while nobody is able to stop it. The ball goes through the loophole continuously, adding to his team's points every time it goes through, so much that it nearly breaks the counting scale, leading to his team's victory. Mash is awarded a silver coin for breaking a new record in the game. Tom also appreciates him for his participation while a new enemy lurks in the shadows, pissed at Mash's success and is ready to crush him. Mash is in class the next morning when Lance arrives, sucking Tom, Lemon, and Finn into an enchanted jar to blackmail Mash into doing his bid. Tom recognizes Lance as a skilled magic user because of the appearance of a double line under his eye, and the occurrence of magic users like Lance was 1 in 100,000. Lance proposes a duel against Mash, a bet that puts the loser's silver coin on the line. Tom, Lemon, and Finn warn Mash that Lance is extremely dangerous. However, he goes on with the duel. Lance uses gravitation magic that segregates the battlefield, and the effect is felt by campers from afar. He attacks Mash, but despite it all, Mash's physical abilities are able to evade the force of his spell, and he also shows impressive physical abilities when he rushes down a mountain to catch a fake enchanted jar Lance throws off the hill. During the fight, Mash sees Lance lock it with his sister's picture, and assumes he is a lolicon, but Lance corrects his assumption. It is revealed that Lance is determined to become a divine visionary for the sake of his sister, the girl in the locket, who might lose her magic soon and get handed to the Bureau of Magic. Mash refuses to continue the duel, sensing Lance is a good guy, who's pretending to be something he's not. Lance gives Mash his silver coin as promised, and the others thank Mash for rescuing them. In the Eastern Academy, the dorms are divided into 3, according to specific magic characteristics shared among the students. Orca Dorm, Wisdom and Willingness; Lang Dorm, Ability and Ambition; Adler Dorm, Courage and Conviction, where Finn and Mash reside. In their dorm the next day, Finn tells Mash that he needs 5 silver coins to make a gold coin. Finn freaks out about not doing the magic potion assignment when Lance, who is also the top student in the class, approaches them and mocks them for slacking. Mash responds by showing him a picture of his sister that gives him a nosebleed and sends him flying. Lance gets a tough time teaching Finn and Mash the potion assignment. First, it's a struggle for the boys to silence their ingredients. Next, Mash's lack of magic abilities ends his assignment looking like a tasty cream puff rather than a magic potion. A notorious red-haired Dot, who refers to everyone as side characters, makes an appearance in the school. Meanwhile, deep in the school, the Langdor members have created a secret society to rule over the school and occupy the Divine Visionary. The next class takes place as an outdoor exercise, and Dot, who is in attendance, declares Mash as his rival because of the attention he gets from Lemon. He believes that every attention should be his instead. After all, his ego always made him the main character. The professor gives the details of the assignment, and their task is to exterminate 4 scorpions, earning them a silver coin or a bronze coin. Before the challenge begins, Silva, a double-lined magic user, attacks Mash and expresses his disgust towards him. Lance warns Mash to be careful of the lawless Langdor member, Silva, who was on the verge of expulsion if not for his impressive magic ability. In the forest, Lance and Mash get separated from each other, and Mash ends up in the company of Dot, who loses his cool after getting the attention of a girl. It is revealed that the girl uses her magic to make boys fall in love with her, but she is left shocked as her powers have 0 effect on Mash. The girl indulges Dot to take on Silva, who had been bothering her, and not too long before Silva picks up a fight with Dot for no reason. Dot displays impressive magic abilities, but despite it, there's a vast difference between Silva's abilities and his. While Mash and his crew are faced with a new foe, Lance teams up with Finn and Lemon, who plead for his protection. Silver proposes a deal, that he'll leave the girl alone if Dot takes 5 shots of his magic. Dot agrees to his terms, even taking Mash's shots, making it a total of 10. Despite Silva's derogatory words, Dot takes all 10 of Silva's shots and falls after the last. It is revealed that the girl works in cohorts with Silva, and she tricked Dot into a trap to collect the silver coin. Dot is devastated at this reality, and just then, Mash steps forward against the injustice and takes his shots at Silva's magic. Mash's bare fist breaks Silva's magic and Silva himself, punching and beating him to a bleeding pulp. He gives Silva some minutes to recover before he takes his next 8 punches. However, Silva cannot believe his eyes, as he is unable to move his body after taking 2 punches from Mash. The fight is interrupted by a star-headed scorpion, the highest and most dangerous of its breed. However, Mash destroys it in an instant, extracting the star from its head. When the girl realizes that Silva can no longer protect her, she tries to seduce Mash so she can get away, and Mash retaliates by giving her share of the beating. Equality, he claims. Mash regroups with the others after the task is over. Dot apologizes and thanks him for helping, still with his ego that pitched him as the main character. Lance reveals to the group that the Langdorm, who have their members as the noble dignitaries, have begun a coup consisting of the Magia Lupus, who are against the Adler Dorm for the position of the Divine Visionary, and was also the reason Silva attacked for their silver coin. Mash's accomplishments reward him with a gold coin, and Lance warns him to avoid the Langdorm completely. Mash doesn't heed Lance's warning when he unexpectedly walks into Lang's secret meeting, and witnesses the leader extinguishing Silva into a puppet form. The leader of the Magia Lupus, Abel, an egoistic man with a multiple-lined face, declares Lang's intentions of taking the Divine Visionary to Mash, and decides to let him walk out free, on the condition that he gives up his gold coin. Mash is attacked by puppets, and his coin is withdrawn and tossed to the leader. Mash ends up walking out with Silva in his human form, thankful that he recovered his gold coin. The leader is shocked, finding out it's not a coin in his possession, but a button from his puppet. Silva awakens in the infirmary, shocked that the guy he took as an enemy saved him. Mash leaves him with the words, "If one is in trouble, then all is in trouble." Dot, Lance, Finn, and Mash are having some fiery type of bond time when Lemon approaches them with the news about the Langdorm. She shows them the scale for the possession of gold coins by each dorm, and how the Langdorm have inappropriately hoarded gold coins to attain the Divine Visionary. It's up to the Adler Dorms, Dot, Lance, and Mash to stop them now. Mash is on duty to clean the Owl's hut as punishment, and Lance sticks by him, knowing he's a potential target because of his gold coin. Just as expected, Allure and Answer from the Lang Division arrive to retrieve Mash's gold coin. Answer takes on Lance with his Shuriket skill, and derogatory talks when Lance refuses to attack. When Lance is able to lure the owls away, Answer soon finds out that Lance isn't weak, and had been holding back his abilities because of the owls present. Meanwhile, Allure takes on Mash in his element of water, and Mash, who initially started drowning, soon adapts to the water and beats Allure in his element. Lance and Mash account how easy it was defeating the 7th and 6th level of the Magia Lupus, and wonder how easy it will be to destroy the rest when another one arrives with a menacing aura. In his presence, Lance's magic is rendered useless, and Mash's physical punch doesn't leave an impact at its speed. His unexpected arrival leaves Lance and Mash somewhat concerned. The unknown member picks up his fallen comrades as his intentions were, and on his way, he feels his mask crack. It appears that Mash's punch did the damage, even at the slightest impact. The masked Lang student continuously wreaks havoc in the school as they ambush other dorm members for their coins. Mash is preparing cream puffs, while Lance thinks of strategies to unveil the Magia Lupus hideout, when Lemon arrives with shocking news about Tom. They visit Tom at the infirmary after he previously collapsed from an unknown force that made him lose his powers temporarily. They are also shocked to find nearly all beds occupied by students who were victims of the same accident. That night, the boys tag together to find the source of the mysterious recent events in the school. They follow a doll-like version of Lemon into a corner, and with the help of Lance's magic, a secret door is revealed, while Mash breaks it open with his strength. Before entering, Mash takes a look at the creamy puff toy given to him earlier by Lemon, and is regretfully sorry that he will have to break his promise made to her, stating that he will not do anything dangerous. They enter a cave that leads to an ancient arena, where they are challenged for their coins against a member of the Langdorm. The mission to find out the cause of the mysterious act beneath the school ground and save Lemon soon turns into an ugly battle against Dot, who is only envious of his opponent's beauty. Dot overwhelms his opponent with impressive time bomb magic that easily labels him the winner. However, it seems their enemies have no intention of letting them go when they are sucked underneath the arena and separated to fight against members of the Magia Lupus. Lance is isolated from his group and lands in the hall with his opponent Worth, who is a double-lined mage and third member of the Magia Lupus with mud magic. Worth creates muddy cushions from walls and floors that leave Lance's gravitational magic at a disadvantage, as there are no hard surfaces to hit his opponent on. While they fight, Worth acknowledges Lance's impressive magic ability and asks him to join the Magia Lupus where superiors like him belong. After rejecting Worth's offer, also calling him second-rate, Lance figures out the loophole in Worth's ability and is able to give him a scratch on the face. Worth gets pissed at Lance's insolence, revealing an elixir made with magic essence extracted from other students. After consuming it, his power becomes insanely great and menacing that he casts a spell he describes as only accessible to top-tier magic users. Unfortunately for Worth, Lance is well skilled and casts an advanced gravitational spell that destroys Worth's mud golem, and the latter is left shocked at his defeat. It is revealed that Worth had been struggling to gain acceptance in the eyes of his father by climbing the ranks of the school. However, Lance tells him that he understands how he feels because he was raised the same way by his parents, yet doesn't feel the need to prove his worth by titles and ranks. Their fight ends with Lance giving respects to Worth's effort and walking away. Meanwhile, Mash faces the masked Magia Lupus again, Abyss, who is the second in the chain of a hierarchy, and also shares similar characteristics with Mash. As a result of their unique makeup, they were labeled as threats to a world that was now meant for mages. However, Abyss refuses to succumb to Mash's idea of peace. Abyss shows Mash a hologram of Lemon, who has been placed in a machine to rid her powers, and Mash retaliates, kicking into gear while taking thousands of his opponent's blades and cuts. When Abyss drives his sword through Mash, he grips the sword with his muscles and gives him a forehead hit that breaks Abyss' mask, revealing his face and the evil eye. He explains that he is a natural enemy to all mages because the evil eye he was born with weakens a mage's magic temporarily, that even his parents were even scared of him. Abyss creates an advanced spell that traps Mash in a force field to make him slower, but Mash smashes the floor into two, getting closer to Abyss, and smashes him severely till he completely destroys the force field he created. After realizing defeat, Abyss is disheartened that he failed the only person, Lord Abel, who sheltered him after his parents tried to kill him for what he was. However, Mash extends a hand of friendship to him and asks him to come over for cream puffs later. On the other side of the battlefield, Dot and Finn are grouped against Love and Milo, the 5th and 4th rankings of the Magia Lupus. Milo leaves Love to handle the boys and exits the arena. Love introduces herself as the cutest girl in the world and asks if the boys also find her cute. Dot humbly rejects her advance towards him, saying Lemon is the only woman in his heart, and after this response, Love doesn't hesitate to blast him with her staff on the account that her father had given her permission to kill whoever doesn't cherish her. Dot goes head to head with Love, but it turns out that she is extremely powerful. While the fight ensues, she reveals to them that Milo has the ability to turn his targets into stone, and right now, his target is the one who opened the secret door. She also informs them that they have less than 30 minutes to stop Milo's spell, else, Mash, the one who opened the secret door, will be at the spell's risk. Dot is stuck in a pool of Love's inescapable magic while she goes after Finn. Just when she's about to strike helpless Finn, Dot recalls a memory from his past, when his sister taught him the value of friendships, and how he saw that in his first encounter with Mash. Dot, who had always regarded himself as the main character, breaks out Love's spell to save his friends with a new power-up Love identified as the Warding Cross. Despite Dot's new advantage in battle, he shows mercy by refusing to hit Love with his fireballs, saying he would never hurt a lady. Just then, Milo arrives to ruin the moment, stopping his petrification spell to attack the injured Dot and helpless Finn, when suddenly, a sword arrives from behind, cancelling Milo's magic and harming him severely. The mage is revealed to be Adler Dorm's scholar and divine visionary, Rain, who was sent to investigate Innocent Zero's underground works in the school. While Rain tortures the truth out of Milo, it is also revealed that Rain and Finn are brothers. Rain goes ahead to continue his investigation till he runs into a strange boy who passes his sword test with no magic abilities, other than exerting a great amount of pressure from his body. When Rain figures out that this is the boy he was told to watch out for, he compliments Mash's impressive skills and gives him a piece of subtle advice that beating Abel and recovering all his coins was the easiest way to become a divine visionary, and wishes him good luck before exiting the scene. The next door Mash knocks down harbors Abel, who just wonders what his deal is with breaking down doors, and Mash apologizes. Abel goes on wondering how superior Mash is to hold his ground against Abyss and Rain. However, voices his need to rid the world of non-magic users he describes as inferior and useless luggage. After considering Abel's terms, Mash blandly points out that his ideas are cruel and cannot be friends with him. He also uses Abel's ideology against him, asking if beating him right now would make him one of the inferiors to be purged. Abel gets furious, sending his puppets to attack Mash, while Love, who hides in a corner, is amazed at Mash's abilities watching it live, other than the stories she heard. Abel takes his tricks to the next level by controlling a doll-like form of Finn, whom he captured earlier, against Mash, and in a fight to kill or be killed, Mash smartly tosses his gold coin Abel is after, with a force strong enough to simultaneously cut Abel's puppet line on Finn, breaking the spell, and a force strong enough to return the coin to his possession. Abel is beyond furious that he results in casting a spell that turns Mash into a doll, but unfortunately for Abel, Mash is restored from the unbreakable spell due to a process of the body called spinal reflex, the body's defense mechanism. Ultimately, Abel results in using his greatest spell to gain the advantage over Mash, but before impact, Mash detects the threads and destroys them, also beating Abel to a pulp this time around. Accepting defeat, Abel expresses that his hatred for commoners began when they killed his mother, who was noble, kind, and believed every human was equal. Mash sympathizes with him, claiming to understand the depth of his pain, however, is still the winner of their duel and requests to have Lemon returned. As agreed, Abel releases all students captured by him, including Dot and Finn, except Lance. It is revealed that Innocent Zero had been in disguise all along, as Lance, and is on his way to kill Abel for not finishing his search. After a lot of celebration, Mash exits to use the convenience when Innocent Zero arrives, kicking everyone out of his path to strangle Abel. Mash returns with a large plate of cream puffs, distracting Zero from his goal. After a brief talk with the insolent boy, Innocent Zero returns to business, ready to snap Abel, and when he aims for him, Abyss jumps in and takes the hit just for him. Mash runs towards Abyss, concerned about him that he gives up the magic healing handkerchief gifted to him by Rain. A fierce battle ensues between Zero and Mash, while the others stand back to watch. Abel, who is aware of the vast difference between their skills, says it is useless going against Zero, and wonders why Abyss endangered his life to save him. Mash makes it clear that Abyss has been lonely for the longest time, and when Abel found a use for him, it made him feel at rest. Mash continues fighting, but clearly making slow progress. Dot considers helping, but acknowledges that he is too weak to go against Zero. Just then, Abel casts a spell that blocks Mash from more attacks, propelling him forward for his fist to meet directly with Zero's face. Unfortunately, it is blocked at the last impact by Zero. When Zero asks what type of magic Mash uses, he responds that it's power magic. As a result of this, Zero unveils the Spellfection Mirror, a sacred item hidden by the Bureau of Magic. It is a mirror that reflects any spell cast on it, and the spell reflects with a force fearsome and stronger than the initial. Zero directs the mirror at Mash, and everyone is surprised that instead of reflecting, it shatters in pieces. It all comes together there and then that Mash had no magic abilities and had been using his body all along. Zero's body begins tingling, accompanied by the occurrence of headaches and a seal on his left hand. He wonders if his encounter with Mash caused it, and also wonders if Mash is the one he had been looking for. Zero opens a portal, wishes Mash farewell, and also promises him that he will return. Dot, Finn, and Lemon all agree to keep Mash's secret because they do not want their friend to be expelled. Unknown to them, the students who were released from Abel's magic overheard their conversation, and Mash might be one step closer to expulsion. Meanwhile, Zero informs his father that he found what he had been searching for, and Zero is given orders to retrieve it at all costs. That brings us to the end of today's recap on MASH. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and kindly comment below with your thoughts on this anime. Bye and thanks for watching. See you next time.